It's up, everybody. This is Captain Eon speaking. And I just want to get right into this share because I'm hoping to find some clarity by just sharing or making my testimony known. And of course, by doing so, it's my desire that you will find strength and closeness in your relationship with the Lord because of my transparency. So, I've been the victim and am the victim of bullying, intimidation for a while. And the most disheartening part about this is that it's coming from the government, those that took an oath to uphold the law. I'm not afraid of, gang members on the street, to be honest with you. And really, I'm not afraid of the biggest and most dangerous gang, law enforcement, those that hide behind their badges. But ultimately, I believe that the bullying and the pushing, it is simply to have me fall into some sort of trap that they have designed and set. The reason for all this is in today's treatment, and I feel it goes hand in hand because in today's treatment, chapter 7, verses 10 to 21 really speaks of the devoted things. In my quest to get closer to God and be pleasing to Him, I often find it, whether it's for really happening or just my perception of what's happening, but that it seems hard at times. And so when I receive the part of the treatment that I just mentioned, where it talks about, God turning His face away from His people because there were things that were devoted to destruction that were in the midst of the camp, it made me realize or question, Lord, not if, but what are the things that I have hidden in my life that are devoted to destruction and possibly causing this rift? Because if I'm honest with you, there are times where I feel like a fatherless child. I feel like the Lord has left me. And not in the sense where He's not around, but that I may not be in the best favor, And that's really disheartening. Today, another bout of harassment occurred. And to be honest with you, I'm not really, I tend to go back and forth. And as I'm speaking, just things like that are worrisome to me, because to me, being unsure, being tossed to and fro, those are not things that are attributed to being in Christ. And then I think at times, well, okay, Lord, you're allowing these things to happen. It's not like anybody's doing anything because they can. But everything is being allowed. The Lord lets everything happen so that his ultimate love story can play out. So I say, okay, God, you're allowing this. Is it for me to, stand up? Or is it for me to, be humble in your sight? And I find myself at times, taking the humble route. And then at other times, like today, firing back. And then of course, then of course, firing back, then you have law enforcement trying to show their muscle. I left out of the place after this brief interaction, and of course it seemed like maybe they called their backup because they're sitting in a parking lot with, making their presence known, just like a bully would. And I don't care too much for those that abuse power and push themselves, around. But then this treatment again is saying, I started, being introspective and saying, could that be just that mindset and that thinking? Could that be the devoted thing? Because hatred and bitterness, and I'll be honest with you, growing up in the environment I grew up in, there weren't too many. The relationship between law enforcement and citizen, it's really a distrust and a dislike. And it's like, could that be the things? Because, and you have the things, because growing up, you don't really, I'm not you're not friends with police, and, consider them Babylon, working for the beast. I've made the comments before how the what was the name of the Legion went into the pigs, and I still have that. There is still a distaste in my mouth. I don't wish anything to happen to them, because on one end, regardless of how atrocious someone may be, I remember my own experience with what I feel to believe a very hellish experience, and I don't wish hell on anybody. That's eternal torment. And I hope that God, even though it's wishful thinking, but would find a way to save everybody from those flames. But on the other side, I really do have a distaste for for them, and I would say in general. And you can't win in something like that, right? Because it's them against us. Right or wrong, how you gonna win against the government, the ones that are the law? But then again, I keep coming back to this idea, and Lord, I'm trying to be open and listen. Could this be the devoted thing? Because, from growing up in the NWA with their song Famous, I still have those thoughts. Like I could do without. But could that be the thing that was ultimately devoted to destruction, that I'm still carrying, that's still buried somewhere in me? And certainly it's like, I'll leave that part out because that's neither here nor there. I really, for this share, was just kind of just talking out loud. And I believe that in some way God is showing me something, and I'm realizing my powerlessness, my dependency on Him. Because if He doesn't help me with this, well, ultimately, there's only two outcomes when it comes to the devoted things. Deliverance from it being removed, and deliverance from it, and God returning and getting back and having His favor, or destruction, because God, His goodness will destroy anything that is devoted to darkness. And so it's imperative that I be free of these things. How is that really possible, though? As long as I'm a human being, I am encased in this body of death, this flesh. Truly, only God can save. So, Lord, I think ultimately I'm depending on You. Help grow my dependence on You, that You will, in Your timing, get rid of all the things in my life that are devoted to destruction. Some things may be buried so deep I'm not even aware of them. But anything, Lord, that is really hindering my walk with You, I can't afford to have them in my camp, Lord. And I believe there is hope, because I believe just in simply having this heart and desire to be rid of these things is the proof in itself that God is working it out. Well, He's already done it, but that it is coming to fruition in my life. Because there's no success like good success. getting there. To God be the glory. Caption this. Sir.